Alright, what's up, Mgtows? We smoke corruption, Mgtow. Here I am. I wanted to talk about some topics about being a man versus a woman. It seems to be that like for example in life, it's okay for a female to have sex with a dog. They got videos on the internet. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, right? But if a man has sex with a dog, then there's something wrong with that. You can catch a lot of things like that. It's basically having a penis is disgusting. That's what they want you to be ashamed to be a man, to have a penis, that it's like a weapon, that you're a sick pervert. But like I said, if a man has sex with a dog, that's wrong. If a woman has sex with a dog, people are encouraging it. I wonder how many women are pedophiles that just go undetected because they're a woman. And a lot of women pimp off underage females that I've heard. There's basically women are pimping off other women, and they're trying to make women hate men, to be like lesbian, to hate men, especially poor men, broke men are hated. But then social media is trying to make it to where it's like you ain't cool unless you're hip-hop or, you know, that culture. What other things are there? I mean, I've had a fucked up childhood. You know, seeing my mom with multiple guys, seeing the cops drag my mom down the steps by her hair. You know, I'm not gonna say my childhood was completely fucked up, but when I was a kid and I was 8 years old, my brother put in a porno video, and I had a perverted mind at the age of 8 years old. I masturbated from the age of 8 all the way up, like, had an addiction to pornography. And it wasn't just that, it was just, I don't know, I've had problems in school. They said I was hyperactive, but if you think about it, man, I moved from home to home. I've lived in like 10 different homes as a child, living on the move. Get to know people and then go to a different home. I didn't know my dad till I was 18. I went and found him. I was in a foster home at the age of like 11 or 12. Foster homes, they just treated me like, yeah, they gave me food, they gave me clothes, but there was no sitting down at the table and talking to me like a human being. I felt like an animal. My eyesight was bad. I would have been better at school and learning in school if I would have just been given a pair of glasses. I should have figured out why my eyes were so bad. I'm farsighted, I'm not nearsighted. It seems to be when I have astigmatism and lazy eye in my left eye, and it seems to be when I read, my eyes start to get blurry vision from reading. But that's how they divide people from other people's. If you could read a book and you could pass a test, well then you could be a successful person, you could work here. I'm not really book smart, I'm street smart. I don't know everything, but I'm learning, and these are things I want to teach young men. And it's not just young men, it's young women. It's just the way the system's designed. It's all where you come from, how you're brought up. And just parents not really showing you the ropes in life. Parents have mental illnesses. People have mental illnesses, and to me, it's like taking these pills. When I was a kid, they put me on pills because I was hyperactive. And I think them pills, and trying to say there's something wrong with me, the only thing that was wrong with me was I had a perverted mind as a child. And I felt like it was useless to read books. It was useless to do all this. It's like at the end of the day, when I do this test and I do all these tests, and it's like, to me, it was worthless, because once the test is done, what is the outcome? Yeah, there's a grade, but what is built at the end of the day? Nothing. And that's how I feel about sports too. But these pills and stuff, when they write you off as mentally ill and they give you a social security check, it's basically you're living on house arrest, and I've been dealing with that since 2014. Some jobs that require heavy lifting and stuff in a back, I can't do anymore. I used to be able to do. But it was just like the whole point of going to a job for 8 hours for $50. The wages were just not right and fair. And then when you come to the wages of a female, she wants to be with a guy that gets money. Or he's got connections to people, drugs, fame. I don't know, I used to be successful, but drugs was my downfall. Doing certain drugs and seeing cops, buying a baseball size of cocaine from a cop's house, and then talking about that, and they say, "You're crazy, you don't know what you're talking about." Other things. There's a lot. I could just keep going on with stories. Just the whole thing of being a young man and being a young woman, there's a lot more help being a young woman than there is a young man. Women get, at a young age, they get put into the sex trafficking. Man, it's too cold for this shit. They're worth a lot of money at a young age, and they get seduced into the sex trafficking. Strippers, sex slaves. They get just better jobs, easier jobs, because they sleep with their managers probably. Just their looks get them, they think that looks attracts business, and a woman could run a cash register. Simple petty jobs women get, cash register jobs. And they get even more money after that. They get government assistance for kids. And then the men, it's like women get congratulated for having a kid and pictures of their bodies, and they're congratulated, and they get the fame and all this and that. And men, it's like men don't get support from nobody. Young poor men don't get support. But as far as these meds and shit go, to me, I'm not a fucking animal. I'm not a government experiment. I have feelings and emotions. I'm a human being. I'm not a monkey. I could do algebra. I could do geometry. I could read a book. I have read books in my life. I've read 2 different books. It's all if I want to do it. I could do anything. I could be anything. What I want to be. But now that my back's injured, I can't be certain things if it requires back, and I have pain. If I got pain pills, I could be anything. If they could take the pain out of my back, I could be anything. But when you get into a motor vehicle accident or anything that happens to you, they pull up your background and they say, well, look, this guy's got a criminal background, so fuck him. Who cares? don't even feel like doing this. I gotta clean this van out. Alright, peace. I got so much more to say, Mgtows.